Shalom. Rakatha Yahweh, Rakatha Yahweh Shai, Rakatha Yahweh, Rakatha Yahweh Shai, Rakatha Yahweh, Rakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakudash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. All right. My brother Isaiah with the Pittsburgh GMS camp. All right, we'll go ahead and get into this lesson. Who spirit and power Yahweh Shalom willingness is an edifying lesson. Okay, thought came to my mind through the spirit. Okay, different things I experienced. I'm not going to go too deep into them, but unless the Lord, through the spirit wants me to. But incredulity coupled with peer pressure. Okay, incredulity coupled with peer pressure. Now, we can get the word incredulous. Let's get the word incredulous. Let's get it in the etymology. Boom. Okay, incredulous. And simply it says unbelieving. Unbelieving. That easily believes. So, okay, it's basically not easily believing, not trustful. See, credulous. Formerly also of religious beliefs related. Okay, let's get the word credulous. I'll say so. Credulous means you're disposed to believe, uncritical with regard to beliefs, that easily believes. Okay, and then you have those that are predisposed to unbelief. Okay, Salaki. And the Lord, ultimately dictates who will believe and who will not believe. Okay. Now, let's get the scripture where this comes from. 2nd Ezra. Okay. 15:3 says, "Fear not." Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 1. "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." If you are a prophet of the Lord, okay, the Lord's going to speak these words unto you, and you're going to publish them. Okay? Scripture say, let's get it. I don't want to, let's see, make it plain. This is like him. Might be making a lot of noises. Habakkuk 2, and I'm turning my head so the mic sound a little different. Habakkuk 2, verses 2 and 3. "And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables." Yeah, expound it unto the people plainly, so they understand. It says that he may run that readeth it. Okay, so we're going to bring this word out plainly to you people. Okay, so you may understand it. Right? All right. "For they are faithful and true." Verse 3, back in 2nd Ezra 15, chapter and verse 3, right? "Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." Right, there are imaginations against us. There are machinations against us. Okay, when you go into that word machinations, it just basically means, if I'm not mistaken, devices. Okay, but since I said it through the spirit, let's get what machination is. A plotting, an intrigue, plot, a sparasi. I'm gonna say it, I gotta say it weird. Scheming. Okay. A device, as I said, I believe previously. Contrivance, a machination. Okay, so there are things that have been planned out against us, being the Israelites. Okay, I believe the brother Daniela at the last camp was going into this Psalms, book of Psalms, I believe it was chapter 62. You see here. No. I think it's 64. Go forward 2. Also like you 1, 2. Yeah, Khan. Okay. So, Psalm chapter 64 and 2. "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked." Okay, the secret counsel. Okay, they have this word that they like to use where you're a CT. You're a conspiracy. Theorasti. I don't know. Salaki for saying it. That. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, You can't say certain words or they're buzzwords, which goes to show you that they're trying to suppress certain information. Okay? But the secret counsel of the wicked, he's asking the Lord to hide him from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet, meaning to sharpen, their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So when we go back to 2 Ezra 15:3, it says, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, the unbelief, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Okay, there are things that are, machinations, as I said, things, devices, plots, schemings that are aimed at the Israelites. And you cannot let the unbelief of the people who devise these sayings trouble you. But there will be a chance to be troubled by the things that will be said, because we're going to get demonized. The scriptures tells us in the book of 2 Ezra, I believe 15. Let me see, a burning wrath. Okay. 2 Ezra 16 in 68 says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. See, there's a burning wrath, okay, of a multitude that's been kindled towards the Israelites. But this is not something new. This happened in the past during the time of Queen Esther and who was that, Mordecai, I believe, through Haman, the Edomite Haman. Okay, and we have Haman Malone here in these current times, whether he's an Edomite or not, which way we hope he is. With all the persecution he's coming against us, you can't blame brothers for wanting us some get back, because that digger's a devil, man. He will not acknowledge the truth, neither can he acknowledge the truth, and he does nothing but come against the truth. So yeah, we have a righteous hatred towards you, okay? And if you can't accept that the Lord has righteous hatred or indignation, that his men will have it, then you don't understand the scriptures. Nevertheless, right? So you got to understand something. There will be narratives presented against the Israelites that will cause the wrath of a great multitude to be kindled. They're going to be looking at us like we're the problem. And all we're doing is speaking the truth of the Bible and letting you know that the Most High is unhappy with the current state of the world. Okay? That's all we doing. But it's gonna be worthy. Let's get this scripture right. It's gonna be okay. I'm typing this wrong. It's gonna come a day. John 16 and verse, and this will happen amongst the Israelites when you look at this scripturally. I mean, what it says, let's go to 16 in verse 1. John 16 and 1. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. This is Yahweh Shai. He's letting you know, hey, I let you know what's coming. I'm letting you know ahead of time, so when it happens, you're not offended. Okay, because I told you it was going to come. You're going to be persecuted for this word's sake. Verse 2, it says, they shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea. Now, like I said, this is going to happen amongst the Israelites as well. Because who are in synagogues? Israelites. Yea, they shall put you out of the synagogue. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he does the Most High a service. You see, that's how much demonization is going to happen to those that are in the truth. You're going to have multitudes of people, your family, co-workers. Everybody's going to look at you and say, you're wrong. No, you're evil and you're wrong. And if you're not of the right spirit, you could waver. You could if there's so many people, and I'm literally in the situation I was in. I'm not going to go deep into it, but in the situation I was in, there was like a text chat going on. And literally in this text chat, even though the person who made the argument of what they were arguing for was completely 100% correct of what they were saying, because the majority that was including in this wickedness, because the majority all agreed to be against the person who was speaking righteousness, they said, they tried to twist and say, well, if you have this many people against you, then maybe you're the one that's wrong. But no, that's not how it is. Okay, you're going to have the wrath of a multitude aimed at you, telling you that you're wrong and that they're right. But guess what? They're going to be the ones wrong. Okay, now before I lose my point, I want to read this. I got this in multiple different I'll read in the KJV first, and then Lord willing, not Lord, to keep me in this other precept, right? But I'll read this first. Exodus 23:2, it says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, to wrest judgment." Now that second part always kind of threw me off, so I got it in the different interpretations. And we'll see what it says. It says, the Amplified Bible says, "You shall not follow a crowd to do something evil." The first part is pretty self-explanatory, right? It says, nor shall you testify at a trial or in a dispute so as to side with a crowd in order to pervert justice. So that, so if that's what that means, that's very self-explanatory as well. You don't side with the wicked. Okay? You don't follow the group to do evil, and you don't testify against the righteousness in order to pervert what's actually true and righteous. Okay? So let's get this other precept, right? Matthew 7:13 says, "Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and there be many, and many there be which go in thereat." Okay? So when you go back to the second entrance and it tells you, look, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, right? It's letting you know, look, there's going to be that people on that wide pathway are going to swear up and down that they're the ones that are doing the right thing, and they're going to tell you you're wrong, and we're going to be persecuted. Let me not say we're going to be persecuted for righteousness' sake. This is what the Bible tells us. Verse 4 says, after it says not to worry about it, verse 4 says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." Okay, so you ain't got to worry about what these people saying. The Lord's going to kill them niggas. Okay? And sometimes you just can't say unalive. You just got to use the K word, man. Verse 5, "Behold, thus saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." So we don't have to worry about these people, okay, not believing. You see? Let's get this before we read this. It says, Romans 3, starting at verse 3. "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High?" Let me read that again, Salakia. "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?" It says, Yahweh forbid. It says God forbid. But the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. In the name of Yahweh Shai. It's his son, who they call Jesus Christ. "God forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged." You see? So the Most High says, let him be true and every man a liar. And there's going to be a multitude of men coming against this truth. And they're going to be trying to persuade you through their looks, through their anger, through their words, that you're wrong. Esau's going to kickstart a narrative, and the sheeple are going to eat it up. And they're going to say, yeah, those Hebrew Israelites, those BHI, those black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, by even putting black in front of our name, he's already framing out a narrative. The scriptures tell him what? Thy tongue, and I'm always quoting, so let's get this. Frameth. That way we can have it. Psalms 50 and 19. I might start above that. Psalms 50 and 19. "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son." So this is the nature of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is that he frames deceit with his tongue. He uses this witchcraft of his words to paint an image in your mind. He's calling us, instead of the Hebrew Israelites, because we're not just black, right? So-called black. Black, no one's the actual color black. We're different shades of brown. But we also come in different colors because we were scattered into different nations and we look like the different nations. Okay, you got some brothers that look like so-called Edomites. Okay, but they're actually Israelites because their spirit goes back to an Israelite and their bloodline, right? Because it's through the father that you are who you are. You're what nation you are because of your father. So if your father got dropped off in the land of Moab, and all he had was Moabites to pop, well, eventually your ass gonna come out eating rice noodles with slanty eyes. Okay, no offense, but that's how it's gonna come out. You gonna come out wearing kimonos and shit, and sitting on bamboo mats. Why? Because that's the region you was living in, and that's what you look like. Okay. I believe there's certain benefits you get to different soil you plant in. If you plant in a soil that has volcanic ash, it's going to be more nutrient dense. It might become bigger. It might change color, depending on what's going on around it. Who knows? Okay, that's why you got different variations of fruits and things like that. But the seed in itself is still what it began as. No matter what mutation it may have undergone, you are what that seed is, and the seed comes from the Father. So, hopefully I went into the point, okay? Don't let the incredulity. There's actually one more. 1 Corinthians 2:14. Let me see. I might have another one. I might not read that. Either way, these people are not going to receive the spirit of truth. They don't have it. And don't let what they say against the truth sway you from what you should believe. You got to hold fast to what you have received. Okay, for Yahushua coming quickly, man. So with that, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Yahushua by Shem Dash, Lord willing. This is an edifying lesson. Shalom. Till next time, double honors and shalom.